And we had everything in the pantry to make beef and broccoli. Now it's one of my main meals that I go to. Jen has created this main meal of 15 meals that we always have on hand. And beef and broccoli is one of our favorites. It's one of our favorite takeout meals. So it's something I always have on hand. So we were able to pull the ingredients out of the pantry, which are just common ingredients that you would already have on hand. You have your light brown sugar, you have beef broth, you have soy sauce, sesame oil, and oyster sauce. And oyster sauce and sesame oil, it might be a little intimidating, but you can get them right in the ethnic food section at any grocery store. I have them in even our small grocery store. And if you have them on hand, you can virtually create any type of takeout meal. You'll use these more than you think, especially if you like takeout meals. It's worth investing in this because really you'll use this a full time and it'll be gone. It's only like $3 anyway. So it's a great investment to have. You're not using a little bit, and I use it all the time. I think I go through probably a bottle a month, maybe 2 months at the most.
And I never heard of that ingredient.
Yeah, it really is
awesome.
an ingredient that you're going to use in a lot of, takeout kind of inspired recipes. It adds such great flavor. So I really recommend it. So with just this simple and these common items that you have already in your pantry that you crashed, we're able to create beef and broccoli. But what I like to do with being busy, and obviously you can hear we've settled down a little bit with the kids. Thankfully, Mommy made cookies earlier, that we were able to create a meal. But with time being of the essence, and with my kids always on me at some point, I need to be able to whip up meals quickly. And I like to use my slow cooker for that because in a few minutes, I can whip up a nice marinade, toss it with some beef, throw it in the slow cooker in 5 hours, 6 hours or so, depending on the temperature of your slow cooker. You can have beef and broccoli. I didn't need to run out to the local restaurant to grab it. I didn't need to spend the extra money to get that food. Right now here in Western New York, we have snow on the ground, so I don't really want to bundle up the kids to go out to go grab a meal, so I can have it cooking right in my own home. So it's going to smell like you're at a takeout restaurant once you get it going.
It already kind of
just with the marinade, exactly. And it's just simple ingredients, and it's really not a lot. Why spend the extra money to do that? Now with slow cooking too, everybody's slow cooker kind of does have temperature difference variations. So you really, even if it says 6 to 8 hours, you always want to watch it because I know mine cooks rather hot because mine's an older slow cooker.
I think I have the same one.
I would love a new one, Santa Claus, but hint, hint. I'm always looking for a new one, but right now, so mine cooks rather hot. So this meal on low will probably cook in 4 to 5 hours. You don't want to overcook it. Now, it is beef and broccoli, but the broccoli is really not going to go in until the very end. And I like to use just your simple steamable bags that you can get right in the frozen section. And you'll just add that in right at the end. And you'll add some cooked rice that you'll just cook too. So, but rice you can even, sometimes I even have that in the refrigerator from dinner for the week. So you can have that cooked even the night before. So what you're going to do is, and Jen, you're going to pretty much get it all together.
Okay, I'm very excited to learn this recipe. And I will say that my kids are constantly, bugging me to buy Chinese food for dinner. And it gets expensive. So this is the same thing, only I'm sure it's much healthier and much less expensive.
Right,
so
and you know exactly what's going in it too. So
tell me what to do.
Yep, so you're going to have your brown sugar, your soy sauce, your chicken, or excuse me, your beef broth or beef stock, sesame oil, what we kind of already want. You're just going to put it in a large mixing bowl. I use this because I measure out my beef stock, and then the rest of the things are used with a tablespoon. And you're going to whisk it together. I also add some red pepper flakes just for that little bit of a kick, but that's entirely up to you. A little bit goes a long way. And you're going to pour actually you're going to take your beef, what I normally do is I pour it in and toss it, or you can do it there. Now I have a bowl there. Every time I cook, I always have a bowl on my counter because what that's going to do is you can put all your, like in there, I think there's garlic cloves, whatever you're cooking with your chopping, so you're not constantly going over to the garbage can. Just use one bowl, and as you're cooking, you throw out your extras if you're peeling potatoes or whatever, and then at the end you just chop it and you throw it out and you're done. So.
And one thing that Jen has taught me today with cooking and making it more efficient is she's recommending to have everything out and ready to go. I definitely didn't do it that way. I would be going into my pantry, grabbing what I needed, measuring it, putting it back. What a waste of time. I've completely learned from you today to have it all on the counter, and then it's not so difficult. And this is a great idea too.
Right. If you pull everything out ahead of time, before you even turn the oven on, turn the slow cooker on, have it all out, have your utensils out, everything you're using. Then it takes a few minutes to do that, but then everything else is just seamlessly happens together. Where if you're constantly going back and forth to the pantry, you may not get the right ingredients that you need. so many different variables can happen. So just have everything out right away, pull it all out, and then take a few minutes
Yeah.
to put it back. It's super easy.
Maybe it'll get me to like cooking a little more.
We'll get there with
We'll
this.
see.
With this
Check
series,
back
we'll
in a
be-
few weeks.
Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of this cooking, so who knows what'll be coming up.
Yeah.
You might love it or you might
Yay.
totally hate it. So you'll probably love it because
My
really,
husband will thank her.
because anything can be done really quickly.
Okay.
So basically, what you're going to do is we whisk up the marinade,
Okay.
which time is of the essence. So I already did that, which you saw me. I probably took me 2 seconds to do.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
And you throw it in there, and then you're going to take your beef.
Pour this in here.
You can pour it right in there.
Okay.
Simple as that. Now that does seem like a lot, but it's going to cook down,
Okay.
and also too, we're going to thicken it up towards the end as well with some
Okay.
cornstarch.
Yep.
Kind of gives you that nice thick sauce.
Okay.
And then we're going to go into our slow cooker, and you're just going to pour it right into there.
Okay.
Everything just goes boom. Now sometimes what I do like to do is I will do that ahead of time and let it marinate for about 15 minutes at room
Okay.
temperature. So I would do that if time was, and I would just cover it with plastic wrap and just let it sit there for
Okay.
like 15 minutes. So if you're making this in the morning before you go to work,
Mhm.
before you take the kids to school, do that like as you're pouring your coffee, and then right before you head out the door, put that in.
Okay.
Because if you let it marinate, now of course it is slow cooking, so you're thinking, well, it is naturally going to do that. It just gives a little extra beforehand. So I
Good point.
sometimes just do that ahead of time,
Okay.
and then you pop the lid on.
And I have a question for you. This is one thing that I always wonder when I'm new. I mean, I love my crock pot
Mhm.
because when I'm leaving the house to go to work for the day, something can be ready at night.
Mhm.
But how do you know if you should keep it on low or high? Because if you're going to be gone for like a whole day, what do you do?
Well, I know with me, I sometimes if it is a whole day, like literally 8 hours, I actually go to the keep warm
Okay.
setting. Because the keep warm setting is still kind of rather warm. And if you're unsure of the temperature of your crock pot, you should, take the temperature so you know what temperature settings it's at. Like I said before, mine runs rather hot.
Okay.
If I'm home and I want something done in like 4 hours,
Right.
it's a high deal.
Okay.
With
Okay.
this, it's a low deal, but I may even turn it down to the keep warm setting
Okay.
too, eventually
Okay.
too.
Good to
So
know.
yeah, it's really, you just got to check the temperature of your crock pot and know exactly where it's at.
Okay.
And that's why sometimes investing in a new one every so often is good. That's
Okay.
why there's a KitchenAid one I really love.
Is it a fun color?
Yeah, I wish.
I'm a sucker for all the fun colors.
Yeah, I know. So, or even the ones that are programmable too. They do have like crock
Oh,
pots
that
that
would
are
be nice.
programmable ones. So
Yeah.
if you know it's only going to take 4 to 5 hours
Yeah.
to cook it, but you're gone 8 hours,
Yeah.
a programmable one, you can program it. So it can be done 5 hours.
Okay.
I think that's what we need.
All right, Santa, are you listening?
Yeah, that's the one we
Could
need.
use that.
Yeah.
That would help me out.
So the 8-hour ones, if you're going
Okay.
10 hours and you need 5 hours, okay, that's the one I want now. So next time you see this, you'll probably have
I
a new
learned so
one.
much from you.
So we're just gonna pop that on low,
Okay.
and I mean, really, hello, dinner for 4 when you
Wow.
get home. Just gonna steam the
Awesome.
bag, which takes I think like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Make a rice. So as this is steaming, you can get everything ready, get your rice going, and beef and broccoli. Didn't have to run out to the
Love it.
yeah.
And
super
you know what
easy.
else? My 11-year-old can be steaming the broccoli and doing the rice
Mhm.
if I'm running late.
Mhm.
We'll be ready to eat when we all get home.
It's
so I love
super
this
easy,
idea.
and everything that's already in the pantry, so this can all go back nicely
Yep.
in the pantry that you just
Mhm.
redid, and it's easy as that.
Great. Thanks for joining us for our first official video for Pantry Crashers.
Yes.
And we're going to be doing a lot more. And if you have any of your own ideas for recipes or pantry organization or just things you'd like to see in this series, please email us because we'd love to hear from you. And thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.